Hello, welcome, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Samir Desai, and today I'm going to talk you through how our integration platform, the Data Hub, helps you realize your digital enterprise. We're going to do this in 4 steps. Introduce you to the problem statement, tell you about how the Xcelerator platform is addressing those, then actually show you what it is doing and what it has been doing for some of our customers, and wrap it up with a summary of benefits that you get and how you can take the next steps towards your digital enterprise. Stepping into Industry 4.0, this is the revolution that we all are in right now for all the right reasons. However, as we see here, most of the customers, the industries, are in very early stages of your path to Industry 4.0. And what this is causing is the challenge of not being able to consume the information that you have distributed in your enterprise across the various systems that you have. You're not able to gain the insights that you need to more effectively perform your business. The reason for this is the data is very distributed across various places. In certain cases that we have seen, there are upwards of 50 to 100 systems that you have where your data is sitting. How do you bring all these pieces together? How do you actually make it in a way so that they translate into valuable applications and solutions that your users can use so as to make a big impact to your business and make some future-looking decision points through very valuable insights that you want to achieve. From a Siemens perspective, we look at this as multiple angles. But before we go there, let me ask you, do these problems resonate with you? Not if you say yes. Well, okay, I understand I cannot see you, how vigorously you are nodding. However, we do know that you have this problem because a lot of you have told us you have this problem, and we have actually solved it for a lot of you as well. Let us tell you how we approach this and how we have solved this. This starts with our Xcelerator platform, which helps you go all the way from a multi-platform deployment capability to a very strong suite of application services, a very strong platform with various capabilities around that helps you build your applications, as well as the industry solutions that are focused on specific industries. All of this together forms the Xcelerator platform. But today, we are going to focus on one very specific element of the platform, which is the integration services. This is where our Data Hub platform and the integration capabilities come in. We see this as a maturity over 4 phases that leads you to get to your final digital enterprise. And this maturity is on 2 levels. One is around the business maturity, and second is around the IT readiness and the IT maturity that you need to get to this point. What are these 4 levels of maturities? Let's start with the very first one, which is the ability to understand where your data is. How can you actually get hold of the various levels of information that you have generated over, whether it be a decade or 2 decades, or some of you have been on your digitalization journey for 3 decades. Just being able to get access to that information is the first step. So that in the second step, you can start consuming this information that is focused on a particular application for a particular domain that is your primary area, whether it is your OT domain, whether it is your enterprise domain, or it is your PLM domain, does not matter. Your first step is consuming that information. The next step that we want you to be able to take really is, how do you connect the pieces of information that are across multiple domains? If you started with your enterprise domain, now you want to bring in your PLM domain, or you started with PLM and you want to bring in your OT domain. It does not matter what your starting point was and what your next domain is, but the important piece is, how do you bring these pieces together and make it take it to the next level around the cross-domain solutions that you need for your enterprise. The final step is being able to connect the large data sets you have across all your enterprise, the complete landscape, so that you can establish a digital thread that connects the different pieces together from these various systems across the various domains. This is where you completely realize your final goal of having a fully digitally connected Industry 4.0 system into your organization. There's actually a third axis to this maturity, and that third axis is across domains. There are three domains that we typically come across with our customers. The first one being the enterprise domain, where you're largely dealing with things such as your relational pieces of information coming out of your various databases. The second domain is your product lifecycle management domain, where you are dealing with design, manufacturing, simulation, and such information for your products that you've been working on. And the last domain is the asset information, or the OT domain, which is all about the data that is coming from your shop floors, coming from your devices that are out in the field. For each one of these domains, there are different kinds of applications that you are needing and are in use of. It's, for example, in the enterprise domain, you're focusing on how do I create simple workflows that take me away from the traditional paper-based or old systems and have a very modern environment for your applications. In the PLM domain, you want to be able to bring the different pieces of design, manufacturing, simulation together and create very efficient change management processes across your data sets. And in the OT domain, there's a couple of different things that you're doing. One is around just being able to understand the operational aspects of these devices that are sitting out in your shop floors, in your factories, and in some cases, the actual operational aspects of the processes that are being executed in your factories. Once you go across these individual domains, that's when the next step comes into pulling information from these different places. You will be starting with some very simple but powerful applications and solutions that are helping you connect a couple of different areas, couple of different applications, start getting the connectivity across these different places so that you can start making your decisions. Your final goal towards the end, on the other side of the spectrum, is having a complete enterprise digital thread that is working through not just one, but across all your domains, not just a handful, but across tens, 20s, 50s, hundreds of your systems that all need to get connected so you have a true digital thread working across all these elements in there. Some of the examples that we have seen in terms of the types of data, the types of applications, the types of solutions that our customers have been using, because those are things that either we have produced or we have worked with our partners, or the customers themselves have been able to pull together because of the strength of the products that we have provided out of the Siemens product suite. Now, when you look at this, you might be starting to think about, is this practically possible for somebody, for a one company to be able to do this? Well, actually, yes. This is why Siemens is special. Siemens is special because what we have across the product portfolio is not just the ability to address the individual domains that you're seeing here, but as well as the fact that we can help you bring all the pieces of information together across the different domains. And we're going to tell you how we do that, what we provide. Let's start first at the base. Ability to get access to your information. We have a very strong connector framework capability, including a set of connectors that let you connect to several of the systems that you have across all these domains. Once you're able to connect to that, we start bringing in the enterprise domain, our low-code platform with Mendix, where Gartner has placed it as part of the leading quadrant for building really quick, fast, user-friendly applications in the business automation phase. We have our Teamcenter portfolio in the PLM market that provides the breadth of capabilities for your engineering, for manufacturing, for process simulation, along with our ECAD tools and the system simulation capabilities that come as the additional product portfolios. And finally, in the OT area, we have the IoT platform, which is MindSphere, and the Ops Center platform, which is for manufacturing execution systems. These products from Siemens help you realize everything that you need to do for these specific domains. When you go to the next level up is where the integration capabilities start kicking in with the data hub and the key elements of the data hub, such as the catalog, which allows you to discover all the information that is coming in from the systems underneath, the event brokering capability that helps you manage and connect the different systems and have the communication going on between them, and then the data as a service platform, eCube, that we bring in along with our partner, which has another rich set of capabilities that will let you do the mapping of information between systems. How do you orchestrate processes across systems? At the same time, also bringing in over 60 different connectors that are available all the way from the ALM, PLM, ERP, CRM, legacy systems, all the pieces that come in as part of the Data Hub platform. And on top of this, you can now start consuming the various capabilities, either by building applications using the low-code platform or feeding that into the analytic tools to perform your business intelligence and dashboarding capabilities and drill down capabilities, or be able to leverage them into certain domain data lakes and have the specific storage that you need for that. Now, don't just take my word for it. What we're going to show next is the fact of how some of the key elements of this portfolio has been used in a few different scenarios that we have enabled for some of our customers already. So let's get into the specifics a little bit more. What you're going to see, and we're going to run you through, is 3 different scenarios. All these 3 scenarios go through the information with the Data Hub as an integration platform and the Mendix low-code application development. The first scenario is around simple single domain OT aspect, consuming your IoT information and being able to understand what the asset performance information is. The second scenario is going to be about connecting the 3 different domains. There's the PLM domain, there's the ERP or the enterprise domain, and the IoT domain, looking at how a service technician out on the field can understand where the problems are and how can they approach it and how can they work with information coming from the various systems without even being exposed to what those systems are or where the data is coming from. It's completely oblivious to them. The third scenario is going to be about taking and working with multiple different PLM systems and an ERP system and a CRM system. Again, figuring out and understanding how the pieces of information are federated across these systems. What you will see is that there is a different user interface, a different user experience for each one of these 3 scenarios. And that is completely intentional because it is targeting different customer bases, different user bases, different personas. And that is the other powerful element of the Xcelerator platform and the Mendix low-code environment, is you can customize and have an experience that you want for your applications. Let's look at what these elements are in this next few minutes, couple of minutes over here. So first one is you're looking at an application where the various assets, information, in this case specifically about a wind farm, is being presented to a user in a very easy to understand graphical view from a map view. And the user can now start drilling down and looking at each one of these individual assets, these wind farm assets, to say what is the operational parameters, how is it operating, what is good, what is bad, how is it performing over a period of time. All this information is through a single application. The second example is talking you through a similar environment starting with assets in the field, but once a problem is identified, to understand how was this asset designed? How is this supposed to be serviced? From the service perspective, what was the service plan information that the engineer had designed for myself as a technician to perform? Not only that, if I have to perform a maintenance on this, what are the explicit steps that I need to perform not just from a textual perspective, but providing me very rich graphical 3D information for that particular asset and saying, here are the steps, here's how you're supposed to be servicing this particular object. Once I figure out what the problem is as a technician, and I identify that I need to go procure some information and submit that request, I can very easily create what we call as procurement orders. What this is happening is it is creating this order into a ERP system. As a technician, the technician does not need to know what is the backend system. All they're doing is performing their job about servicing the product and requesting for what information that they need based on the problems that they have seen and what they need to do next. The last one is an experience for a design engineer where they are looking at information coming from 3 different PLM systems. Interestingly, one of them is our own system, Teamcenter, but the 2 other systems are our competing systems, and that is perfectly okay. Our product has a completely open technology. It is open to integrating with multiple systems so that you can bring all the pieces together, view a consolidated piece of information. Not only that, once you find a particular part of interest, you can start drilling down into it, look at the information, such as its cost information coming from the ERP system. If I wanted to make changes to it, I could make that too. Now, I am looking at a very different view, a dashboard of how the different parts coming from different systems are connected in my structure, in my bill of materials view, and be able to view a complete landscape of that. Not only that, I can start drilling down into specific elements and say, show me the specific list of things that came from system A, what came from system B, what came from system C. So I can do a little bit more interrogation and understand how the information is distributed. The last element here is being able to understand that if I was to manufacture something with this complexity for information coming from different systems, what is the cost going to be? What you're seeing here is the information brought in not only from the 3 different PLM systems about the design of it, but the cost information, which is also distributed in multiple different places and bring a complete total cost information. So what you have seen so far in these 3 different examples is the situation where there were, starting with one domain, we expanded to a couple of different domains, we expanded to further to multiple other domains with multiple applications and bringing all the pieces of information together for the user to be able to act on it. What does this mean to you as a customer or somebody that is looking and on a journey of Industry 4.0? You could start with 2 different approaches. One approach is creating point-to-point direct integrations between your landscape that you have, but when you do that, you're going to start encountering more and more cost over time because each one of them is going to take special effort. Versus if you follow what we do with the Data Hub and the Xcelerator platform, is we provide you a platform where you can start small, you can start with any domain, with any application that you want to work with, and keep on adding more and more applications with more and more solutions and use cases that you want to achieve, and with a reduced cost over time because the platform is going to scale and the platform investment is only once that you have to make. Finally, overall, where you get the benefit is being able to connect your system, everything together. You can bring your business systems across the various domains so that you will gain very strong collective insights of the information that you can take action on and puts you into that higher level of integrations, getting to your digital thread, getting to your digital connected enterprise with speed and with agility with our low-code integration and low-code platform for application development. So with that and everything that you have seen, let's get ready. Let's go realize your digital enterprise with the Data Hub. Thank you.